Please welcome our own Dani Bin-Nun.
There's a lot of people here, huh? I would like to start by saying thank you to everybody here. It's a big thing that you're here. It's not just showing up to some event. The fact that you're here means that you care that much more about your kid than the empty seat next to you. It means that you were trying. You're trying your absolute hardest. I would also like to thank my father and my mother. They deserve it. They deserve it. Not only for putting months of work into this event, but also they put up with me for 21 years. Oh boy, I'm telling you. 21 years, never failed me. I think my trouble started in about 3rd grade. I didn't have that many friends. I started noticing that I wasn't getting along with kids. I was lying about things that really didn't matter. And kids didn't like me. 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. 7th grade, I had a golden opportunity. We were moving to Baltimore. I was gonna get a new break, a new opportunity. No such luck. 7th grade, didn't go so well, didn't have a lot of friends. Again, didn't work out. So I said, hey, I'll give it another chance. I'll go to Detroit and I'll give it another chance. I went to live by my grandparents, 8th, 9th grade. By the end of 9th grade, I had gotten kicked out of yeshiva. I was told, not in a very nice way to leave yeshiva, I was told that I was a liar. And I was such a good liar that in 2 years, I'll probably be in a state penitentiary if I'm not in yeshiva. Oh, and by the way, get out. Thank you. I called my father, and I remember I was petrified. I was like, he's gonna scream at me too. I just got kicked out of yeshiva, what's he gonna say? And I called him, and I was crying, and I was like to him, I was like, Dad, I'm sorry, I messed up. And to my surprise, he didn't get upset at me, he didn't get mad, he didn't scream. He said, it's okay, Dani, we love you, it's okay, what happened, come home. And I might not have realized it then, but it resonated with me that no matter what I did, no matter what happened, I had a home. And it really meant something to me. So I went home, and things didn't get better. At home, they got better. I wasn't fighting with my parents as much, but I started using. Things kept getting worse and worse. Just worse, more things, more ways to separate myself from reality, to make life livable. And it got to the point where it was just crazy. Anything went, I didn't care about anything. I went to a party one time, and I was there with all my friends. We were all doing whatever we wanted to do. I remember one friend was really not doing good, to the point where he just didn't stop and he started overdosing. And we didn't know what to do. We're all freaking out. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So we called the cops. Of course, you gotta call the cops. And we're on the phone with the cops, and I'll never forget this. My friend's looking at us, and he's begging us, please don't call the cops. And we're like, what do you mean? You're dying. How can we not call the cops? He said, no, please don't call the cops. If my parents find out, do you know what they're gonna do? Do you know what they're gonna do? My parents are gonna do. And I said, well, we called the cops, obviously. But think about that. This kid, he was staring death in the face, and he was more afraid of his parents. That's not what we want. We have to ask ourselves, what do we want for our kids? What do we want? Do we want him to have a home that no matter what he can come home to? Or a home where he is staring death in the face and he says, no, I can't go over to my parents and say, Mommy, Tati, I messed up. I'd rather not. What do we want for our children? What do we want? So yes, sometimes your kid does deserve to get smacked, but he needs an I love you. Sometimes he deserves to get kicked out of home. I deserved it many times, but I needed a home. So that's what my parents gave me. We gotta understand something, that no matter what, if you give a kid an opportunity, if you give a kid something that he knows that no matter what he does, he will still have a home, that no matter what he does, he still have somebody there for him to care about him, to show him that the love, that's all that really counts. Okay, thanks. I'd like to say a little story that kind of represents what my father has done for me. There was a kid who was living in Eretz Yisrael, and he decided one day, perfect family, a bunch of kids, and he decided he couldn't do it anymore. He couldn't do Yiddishkeit. So he told his father, he went to his father and he said, hey, I love you, but I can't do this anymore. I'm going to Tel Aviv. Please just let me be and don't come and don't ask me to come home. The father didn't know what to do, but he said, okay, what can I do? The kid went to Tel Aviv and he was living there for a year. One day he went outside, business as usual, and there he is, his father's sitting on the bench outside his house. And he got angry at him. He said, Tati, what are you doing here? Why are you here? I told you not to come. I asked you not to come. And he said, I know. And I'm not here to ask you to come home. I'm here for you. If you need me, I'll be here. And he said, but I don't need you. He said, okay. And he sat back down. And the kid went back upstairs and didn't go home. The next day he went downstairs. His father's still there. It's the middle of the winter. Tati, what are you doing? Leave. I'm not coming home. Okay, I'll wait. A week later, the kid comes down. He said, Tati, I'm ready to come home. It sounds like a nice story. It sounds like one of those cute shtickles. Hasidic Meister that, ooh, got you. But that's my father. That's how I've been living my life. No matter what, I always had a home. I'm telling every single one of you that is here today, you're trying for your kid, you're doing your very best, and you're listening to this little kid tell you how you should parent. I'm not telling you how to parent. I'm telling you, you're already on the right step. We're here, we're doing what we have to do. Thank you all so much for coming. And I think I'm supposed to present an award for my father, but I don't.
Pull him up.
I would like to call up my father. Come on, give it to him. TP, the award TP. I wasn't prepared for after this point, but just really a giant big thank you to everybody here, but more so my father and my mother. I would not be here in this situation without them. And I'd like to say one more point, that when you do these things for your children, when you put in the effort and they see it and you give them the love and the respect that they want, they're not acting up to get a rise out of you. They're not acting up to cause problems. They want love, they want affection, they want attention. But more so, they remember when you give them that love instead of the slap. They remember when you give them that chance. Because I know that 3 years ago, I had a decision to make. All my friends were going to Israel, and I had set up my life very well. At that point, I thought I was happy as can be. There's nothing more I could want. And all my friends were going with Lev Shlomo to Israel for the summer, just for the summer, not for yeshiva, chas v'shalom, but for the summer. And I said, I don't know if I'm really going to go. I don't really know if I want to go. But I was thinking, I was like, over these last 4, 5, 6 years, my parents have done every little thing for me. How can I make them a little bit happy? How can I give back a little bit? So I said, hey, I'm going to go to Israel. I'm going to go to Eretz Yisrael. I'm going to go learn because maybe it'll make them happy. And you know what? 3 years down the road, I'm still there. I'm going back in 2 days. And I wouldn't be there without my father. Give them a chance and they'll give you it back. Thank you all so much.